morning, y'all. It was good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up? Oh, all right. All right. Trying to get it together so we can have this brief conversation. I swear, like I always do, I'm not going to talk long. Share the live, by the way. Whew. Yeah, I started back running this morning. Yesterday, I had to walk. Get my stroll on, but I actually started running again. Just like, hey, riding the bike, got right back on. Yeah. All right. Whew, let's get it started, y'all. Damn. Good morning, y'all. What's up? Welcome to Rico and his opinions. You know how I do. There's stuff that enters my mind. Or I hear something in popular culture that I just have to, just share my thoughts on. Shout out to black men who are doing their thing today. And black boys who are somewhere being protected. And so, I have a couple of, I like to think, hot topics this morning. And first, let me do a little house cleaning. Hey, did you know, if you hadn't heard yet, if you're new to this Facebook Live, I have this short story that I've written. I wrote it a long time ago, but it's still very relevant today. It's called The Greatest Pain Ever Felt. It's a story, The Greatest Pain Ever Felt. My conversation with my absent biological father who never wanted to be found. And it basically talks about when I was 22 years old, still a student at Grambling State University, a phone call one night that would change the rest of my life as relates to who I am and where I came from, as relates to parents and stuff. And so, having a conversation with my aunt, and she literally spilled the beans, or revealed, I guess, the family secret of who my actual biological father was and is. And so from then on, after that, not long after that, a few years after that, I made contact with him over the phone. And when he picked the phone up for the first time, I laid the phone down because I couldn't believe that I heard my voice on the other end of the receiver, right? This is in the early mid-90s. I didn't make contact with him until I graduated from grad school. So it had to be like 96 or 97 when I actually made contact with him. Good morning, Calendria. Good morning, sis. What's up? And I picked up the phone, and so it went on from there. But just the highlights of those phone calls over the years, we never spoke more than 2 minutes on the phone. It was me listening to him talk. He never offered anything. So, but whenever I would suggest maybe we can meet, he would say no. I don't think that'd be a good idea. We'll let fate handle that. I say, hey, you have other children, right? He said, yeah. I said, maybe we can meet. He'd say, no. I don't think that'd be a good idea. We'll let fate handle that. And so he never wanted to meet me. And I even sent him a picture of how I looked. And of course he said, oh, okay, I see you took after your mother. Anything to continue to distance himself, which is fine. He never denied anything and all that. So the thing is, it got to be age 39. I said, you know what? I'm not going to go into my 40s with this foolishness. And so I looked up addresses, and 5 of them appeared, and told my brother, let's go, man. Get in the car and let's go. He said, well, we're going to go to all these addresses. One of them has to be here. It's good morning, Daphne, sweetie pie. And so I picked the first address out of the 5. My brother like, man, that's all the way across town. Joel, good morning, what's up? And so it's like I said, no, let's do this one. Yeah, I know it's way out there, but let's go. Again, one I picked, the one is the one of the first house to go to. First house to go to is his. It was his. He rang the doorbell. It came out. I saw my body come out from his door onto the porch, and I looked at him, and I looked back at my brother, and I was like, man, you see this shit? And I was just kind of looking at him. I'm like, is he serious? And so my brother came around me and said, hey, what's up? My name is Eric. He said, hello, Eric. I said, hey, what's up, bro, Rico? Oh, hey, Rico. Like it was an attitude or something. I don't know. And so he asked me, how did you find me? I said, well, you know, Google, MapQuest, all that. So, well, I have to give you an A for effort because I've worked aggressively over the years to prevent you from ever finding me. And I'll even go a little further. I said, you are married, right? He said, yeah, my second wife. Well, second wife, he had told me that. I said, where is she? It's Christmas Day, December 25th, 2008, right? No, we didn't hear any sounds or anything coming out of the house. It was like 4:30. Nope, nothing. And so he said, well, she's behind me, listening at the door. And so she opened the door up, his wife now, second wife came out. And she came to the door, and she said, well, he looked at her. No, I said, how you doing, ma'am? My name is Rico. Henry, good morning. I said, man, you doing a damn thing, ATL. We'll talk later, bro. Those pictures look great. And don't try to karaoke in that thing, too. I heard you trying to get your saying on. But anyway, and so she came out. She had like a house coat and a gown or something. Very nice, very demure, very feminine, demure lady, kind of quiet-spoken lady. And so he said, this is how he introduced me. He said to her, hun, I don't know if we've ever discussed this, but I was young and I had a son, and here he is. And I was like, how you doing, ma'am? My name is Rico, blah, 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 blah. And she looked at him and she said, no, we've never discussed this, in a very soft. And I said, ma'am, I just came out. I didn't mean anything, any harm. I just came to meet my dad, who I've never seen before, heard of in my entire life. And she said, I know, I understand. You have to do what you have to do. Very nice lady. And so by that time I asked him, I said, so where? I said, who's here with you? You got other children here? He said, well, my son is upstairs. I said, oh, you think you can bring him down? Let me meet him? No, I don't think that would be a good idea. We'll just let fate handle that. That's what he said. And by this time, his wife had left away from she had removed herself from the door. I saw her leave, and then in about 5 minutes, the door opens up, and the son emerges. She went upstairs and got him and let me meet the son. He's now 18. Because when I was talking to him back in the day, they were like 6 and 8. He had 2 boys from his second marriage, and I guess his first marriage he had 2 daughters. So he said they live in California. But anyway, and I got to meet him, talk to him. We exchanged a couple of pleasantries. Good morning, Kevin. And I guess it appeared that we were making some kind of connection, because all of a sudden the mom says, well, son, it's cool outside and you don't have any shoes on, you just have your socks on. He said, yeah, that's right, son. You have to get inside, it's cool. So he quickly removed him out of my presence. So anyway, if you'd like to read the rest of that story and all that it entailed, it's only $10 Cash App. Get at me, Rico the Opinionist. And it's in PDF format, so as soon as you hit me on the Cash App, please send an email address with that payment so I can email it to you directly. And should you decide to get it, look, let me know what you think after you've had a chance to read it. Cool? Cool. All right, let me get to the story. Good morning, everybody who's checking in, and please share this live. A couple of things. Let's see. The first one is, I don't know if y'all been kind of keeping up. Every once in a while, I go through YouTube and all this stuff, and on Facebook, of course, you get everything that pops up as soon as it happens. First of all, shout out to Simone Biles, who is withdrawn from the finals, I guess, due to, as they say, medical conditions, because she was killing them. And I know a lot of people are happy that she may or may not be able to continue, because she was doing flips that they hadn't even invented yet, So shout out to Simone Biles. And get well soon. Literally, little sister. uh, but if y'all have been keeping up, and the title of this is, this opinion, this thought, this perspective is, Dear LGBT community, freedom of speech is not just a speech you agree with. The baby has the right to free speech. The rapper, the baby has the right to free speech. And we don't have to agree with it. But this trying to cancel people because they're using their free speech, I don't like this at all. And the gay community got it real bad. And the LGBTQ supporters got that real bad, trying to shut anybody down who don't get down with gay. And I need people to understand that people are not required to be down with homosexuality. They're not required. And the reason making people so angry at you LGBT community, of course not all of you, but you know what I'm talking about, because you're trying to force people to get down with some shit that God already killed the whole goddamn planet for. Remember Sodom and Gomorrah? And I'm not even religious. I'm trying to speak for the religious people, because the religious people have completely shut the fuck up. Where the black Christians at? The Muslims don't say nothing. They just go to their mosque and move on, and I guess they say the Christian folks that they let Allah handle it. But these Christian blacks, I don't understand. I mean, the LGBTQ has literally punked out the black church and the black Christians. They have nothing public to say about this bullshit. And I know I just lost people on the live, they're quick. But I'm gonna keep losing, goddammit, because I'm gonna practice my free speech. So having said that, you know, the baby said some stuff in his concert where people paid to see him. Now, I'm not getting into the so-called mess that he did when he brought Tory Lanez out on the I'm not into that. I'm talking about when he said to all the guys everybody who made it here, who's not HIV positive and got any other disease that may kill you, make some noise. Yeah. Anyone of you guys not here not anyone of you fellas in here who came here, you ain't, any one of you fellas who are not sucking ding-a-ling in the parking lot, make some noise. And that seemed to upset the LGBTQP, is a pedophile, pedosexual community. And you know, it's funny how now, as I'm finna throw in some Steve Coakley, finna throw in some Kwame Brown. Steve Coakley referred to as the gatekeepers of the black community, or some of them are the boule, and Kwame Brown refers to them in his language, the go along, get along gang. And those who are bound by company policy not to say a word about anything that is wrong in society. They got all these huge platforms, but they can't say a word about it. Your black athletes, your black movie actors, your black singers, hell, your black rappers, those who got these contracts, they can't say a word. And so, somebody like a T.I., who like, well, fuck it, they already got me, I might as well say something. T.I. was the only one that I know there's a public figure that has a lot of followers that's come out and supported the baby's right to free speech. And so, of course, they're like, T.I., no, you ain't talking. You around here holding bees hostage, man, drunk, you know, blah. So the thing is, it is a shame that T.I. had to come out and show support for the baby's right to free speech. When all these black men out here who have huge platforms, they don't say a word. And the only time they become political in their voices when white liberals and white homosexuals and black women tell them to vote Democrat. Yeah, I said it, now debate it and deny it on your own goddamn time. You don't never hear these black dudes standing up for anything, especially when it's attacking black men's rights. You don't. Not the popular one, not the famous one who you give your millions of dollars to wear their jerseys, to buy their tennis shoes, you know, to buy their vodka or their whatever alcohol they're promoting for white corporations. You don't ever hear them come out and speak on behalf of black men's right and the right of heterosexual straight black boys and black men, or men, period. You don't hear them come out and use their platforms to speak against these child support laws that's burying men across racial lines. You don't. But all of a sudden, these women get triggered, though. They get good and triggered. And a lot of these women are in these spaces that's corporate, that's white and gay and Jewish corporate owned. And so and I keep telling y'all, I keep posing the question. Y'all ever heard any pretty fit women use the words misogyny, homophobic, patriarchal, oppressive, sexist? You ever heard pretty women who are fit and fine use those words? No. It's always these ugly ass, box beat up, boxcar Willie shaped ass broads. These old funny shaped, noodle skinny legs, ugly face ass, RuPaul voice having ass broads. They got so much to say. These big fat ass Jabba the Pizza Hut bitches who men ain't even paying attention to. Those are the ones that got so much misogyny and misogynoir and oppressive women's policing women's bodies. No one is policing your body, Dr. Brittany Cooper, Deborah Cooper. Ain't nobody policing your bodies. Trust me. Kentucky Fried Chicken has a hold on your body, fat ass. So yeah, I said it. And now go ahead and y'all unsubscribe and all that shit. Because this is not the platform for you. See how easy that is? Just unsubscribe. Just unfriend. You have to snitch to YouTube. You have to snitch to Facebook. Just move the fuck on. Because you have to volunteer to come on here to hear what I have to say. And so the gay community is out, and they got their black female sycophants and these old beta male bitch ass dudes. Yeah, it's right, it's toxic masculinity. In particular, let me go ahead and let y'all know what's the catalyst for me speaking about this morning. You know, I don't know if y'all ever listened to Headcrack's new show, The Morning Hustle. And it got these two manly chicks on there. One is L'Oreal and the other one is Angie. Look, I told y'all, pretty women don't have a problem with masculine men at all. It's these old ugly broads around here shaving their head bald and coloring their blonde and icy white. And got these booty shots and weird ass breast implants looking like they're not even trying to be women. And then these heavy ass linebacker voices these broads got. Let me tell you. Sounding like Laverne Cox around this motherfucker. That L'Oreal chick. He better apologize. He better, or he's gonna face the backlash. And the baby gave his response. He like, look, I have fans, gay and straight. They were in my concert. They weren't tripping. So, you know, we gonna keep rocking. But they want him to get on his knees. And the gay community, y'all got it bad. Y'all got a rude awakening coming to y'all ass. Because I don't know what's gotten all these heterosexual Americans so laid down, and y'all are walking your stilettos and walking your boots all over them. And a lot of these black men scared. Remember I told y'all black men, they can be called nigger all day long, but as soon as you call them homophobic, their ass roll over and fold up like laundry on Sunday afternoon. Their ass get shaking and scared. What's going on? When did that word become worth a damn? Black malephobia is an actual word, the actual hatred of black men because of their race and their gender. Discrimination against black men, the stereotyping of black men and boys. Black malephobia is real. Black malephobia is what triggered the lynchings of black men back in the day. That is the real thing. Not no goddamn homophobia. Trans for anything to try to stop the conversation. Shout out to Kwame Brown. And we've fallen for like a bunch of damn sheep, as if we never learned how to read a book. That's right, Henry Allen, misandry. And, that's right. And a lot of black men don't even know what that word means, misandry. Y'all thought it was the opposite word of misogyny? So-called hatred of women? Well, misandry is a hatred of men. We need to learn who we are. Men across racial lines, but particularly I'm talking to black men. And it's funny, L'Oreal, on the Morning Hustle, you had all this vitriol, all this anger towards the baby because of his right to free speech. But it's funny, L'Oreal, I didn't hear you going off on him going off on them black chicks during his performance when they had their legs wide open. I mean, when they had their legs wide open, I saw it, the baby was performing. And the little cheerleader girl opened her legs so wide I could have sworn I saw vagina lips. I said, damn, L'Oreal, I guess that's what you like, huh, L'Oreal? When black women twerk their booty cheeks so hard that their booty come out of their little panties and the vagina lips damn near come out of their panties on live TV. But you weren't angry about that. Also, L'Oreal and other ugly feminist women who think like her. You don't have a problem with the baby saying the N-word in his music, don't you? And then you're gonna talk about Lil Nas X. Y'all don't get on these gay rappers who use the N-word, don't you? L'Oreal and Angie and any one of you feminists. Want to talk about that's toxic masculinity. Seems like toxic masculinity is when a man is being a man. Isn't that the most interesting thing you've ever heard? When a man is standing up being a man and saying, fuck you, ho, I'm gonna do me. That's toxic masculinity. But then head crack comes in, well, I'm gonna tell you something. You ever want to meet a company man? That's that head crack. Even when he was on Ricky Smiley, he had nothing to say about anything, but he'll throw shade against men every chance he got. He threw shade against the baby, threw shade against black male masculinity, like he just some kind of authority. Hell, there's nothing masculine about that goddamn head crack. Nothing. Even his voice, nothing. There's nothing adult and masculine about head crack. He's sitting around there just acting like a little puppy, and that's your damn show. You letting these chicks run their mouths, you don't give them no pushback? Yeah. That's right. It's one point in time that kind of talk was accepted. You know what they're talking about? There was hip hop. That's what he's talking about. Well, that kind of talk. But now I think the baby's philosophy, the society has outgrown his philosophy. What has happened is, society has not outgrown what the baby is feeling, and what a lot of people are feeling. What happens is society has armed himself with an armory of political, economic, and educational war chest that those of us who are not down with that, people who work, they're afraid to say something about it. And I said, that's the weirdest thing. Because we outnumber the LGBT. They spook you and say, well, gay people are everywhere. But that's to imply that all gay people think alike, and we know that's not true. They're not down with the nastiness of LGBT. They're down with the dignified and the upward mobility of LGBT. They want to live in peace. But then you got these radical LGBTQP and pedosexual pedophiles who want to try to run roughshod over people with decent sanity, with pure sanity. So that's where the agenda comes in, because the reason that Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed because of today's LGBT members, to these very ones who try to shove everything about their bedroom into your face or your bedroom, into your books, into your child's classroom. That's why Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. And he told Lot, if you can find me 2 people who ain't trying to have sex with each other of the same gender, I'll save this raggedy motherfucker. He said, man, I tried to. He said when he came to the door, some angels, they were guards. And I'm sorry, he had angels that looked like they came in the form of men in his house. And then these Trojan guards came to his door. He said, hey, we just checking to make sure you got the taxes. Look, I ain't got no taxes. Lot told him I ain't got no taxes. And so he said, well, look, that's cool. Oh, who is that back there? He said, oh, those are my 2 sons back there. He said, oh, really? Those are your 2 sons. We would like to get to know them. He said, no, those are my 2 sons. I got some daughters. No, I don't want your daughters. But we want those 2 sons over there. And so, I'm about to slip into Carlos Miller again. And so, and he like, man, I'm trying to save y'all, bro. He said, no, man. So the angel's like, well, you know what? You tried, Lot. You tried. And so, you tried. So get your wife, get whatever, and let you know the hard-headedness of a woman. They were given instruction. He said, don't look back. I don't care what you say. The man obeyed, but just like the spirit of a woman to be oppositional and hard-headed, she heard screaming and said, oh, what's going on back there? She's like, oh, shit, like somebody, man. And he told her, look, don't look back. She said, well, they're like they getting it in back there. So she's like, but wait a minute, let me look. He's like, damn, he had to leave her. She a whole jar of seasoned salt now. So he had to leave her right there. But let's go back to a woman before her who was hard-headed. They called her Eve. He told them both, God told them both, don't eat off this tree. You can have all the other trees. Just like the hard-headed nature of women. And their influence on men. He said, look, he's like, where you get the apple from? She went up there. Now, first of all, the player got in her ear. Little mama, go ahead. Shit, these are the sweet ones. Go on, get you one. Get your man on one of them. But God told us not to do it. Look, go on here. Here's a nice juicy rib for you, though. Get your boy to get on eat that. He like you. He'll do it. So he will. Yeah, he'll do it because he like you. Then she went over there. Started using her power for good. She wanted to tell Adam, hey, it's the apple. But that's the one we ain't supposed to be nice. Cool shit. Oh, look, I'm eating it. Are you not happening? Well, shit, I guess if you still here, I'm eating it. Oh, man, I tell you not to eat that motherfucker. You let this bitch, man, get you caught up in this shit now. Oh, y'all look at you now. You're naked as a motherfucker. Man, get out of this garden, man. Y'all tripping. See? It happens every time. We're giving instructions. The woman is hard-headed. So again, LGBT, freedom of speech is not just a speech you agree with. Anybody got to be down with that shit. And the baby, and everybody who supports the baby, support him. I mean, support him out loud. Support him on blogs. Support him on write articles, video, YouTube. Henry Allen said the Bible according to Rico, the book of, it said the book of Pippin next to the history. Good morning, Henry Garner. Tripping, bro. I'm just saying, I'm trying to break it down for the people to understand exactly what happened. Yeah, so, and so anyway, here we are now. They just think they can tell anybody what to do. Maybe because I'm a jobless son of a bitch, I don't understand. I don't know what that is. You know? But I'm telling you, I don't know what it is, but I thought that these religious people, y'all more obedient to God than to man. But y'all ain't even obedient to man. Y'all have become obedient to the people who were condemned by God. Come on, somebody. According to religious folks now. I'm not religious. I just listen to people's conversations. And these religious folks are just letting the LGBT, the political action committee of the LGBT, run roughshod, lie and bully and convince companies to fire you if you ain't down with that. And then they poison our women. The women like, oh, what's wrong? Real men wear pink. When they started that shit, I knew then, we're done. Because then you had black dudes. Well, you know, real man wear pink. And I know damn well that wasn't even part of who we were. In the 80s, did I have a pink shirt of some kind? Maybe it was pink mixed in a shirt, but it wasn't no whole pink outfit. I look like a dark-skinned bottle of Pepto-Bismol. Like these brothers. You got these, and you know there's always these 6 foot, 225 pounds of muscle black dudes that look the fruitiest. That's not by accident. It goes back to the whole buck breaking thing. They took the biggest and the blackest and the strongest to break him down in front of everybody. Because everybody know if you can take down the biggest, the blackest, and the strongest, all these little bitty dudes ain't shit in their minds. And that's how it is. Take down the giants. You don't have to worry about that community. And that's what they always doing, taking down the giants in our race. That is the black men. That's why a lot of us got on that cat. What's his name? He playing on Everybody Hates Chris. That's why we got on him. What is that cat's name? Big dude that let his little bitty ass Jewish Asian grandma in the nutsack and he didn't do nothing to him. That cat. That's why we got on that dude like that, because it's just a continuation. You know. Anyway. So, and L'Oreal and all them, they interviewed all these little trans and T.S. Madison, other trans dudes, the dudes. When I think of these trans, I said, you know, it's these dudes like Bruce Jenner who wasn't man enough or strong enough to be a man, so they decided to switch over. Terry Crews. Thank you, Tino Cuzzo. Terry Crews. The biggest, the blackest, the strongest brother out there. You letting some little ass white man grab your nutsack in the public in front of everybody. And you done chunk his little ass over 4 punch bowls and into a slice of cake. You ain't chunked that motherfucker over two churls and up against 4 tables. You didn't punch him out until an ambulance had to stop your fist from punching that little bastard. Kevin Matthews said the church ain't shit. It's a money market. Damn. I'm telling you, because I don't know what's the purpose. I used to, at first you can say, well, damn, they still into this? But the black church, but let me tell y'all something. Say what you want to say about the right-wing, white Christian evangelical. They don't play that LGBT shit. They don't play it at all. They don't play with it. See, y'all keep voting Democrat and all that. Y'all, all your sons and daughters gonna be, your daughter's gonna have big ass shoulder pad shoulder. Your son's gonna be, yeah, say what you said. Say what you said. They already looking like that now, little skinny ass dudes. You motherfuckers tattoos weigh more than them. Malnourished, blunt smoking, ugly rap making little bastards. And of course not all. But y'all know what I'm talking about, the ones that put the cameras on the most. Man, this shit is crazy. And so we got to do something about this. I mean, well, we got to do nothing, but just when it comes your way, say, hey, you can go away. And how these black chicks always want to identify Karens. Well, these Keishas ain't shit either. Yeah. Get on these Keishas. They're around here trying to tell black men how to think. On these corporate and white-owned rap stations. And these blogs that's corporate sponsored by iHeart and all this and Revolt and all this kind of mess. They're pushing this drama and got all the voice in the ears, these BETs and all this crap. Now, you can say N-word and you can rap about violence against black people all day long, L'Oreal, because y'all play the music on the morning hustle. But you don't have nothing to say about that. You don't make them apologize for spreading violence against black people, L'Oreal and Argee. But you got something to say about the baby and his use of free speech when it's talking about men being men. What is it? What's the problem with you broads that hate when men talk about being men? And you as a woman can't define what a man is, bitch. Yeah, I said it. And where are the black men at to standing up for manhood? Now, it's interpreted in many ways. He may not have used the best language. He used the language of his peers. I don't know if he went to a college or how many books he's read, but he expressed it where even I understood what he's talking about. And I was able to dissect the message from it. But we want to hold him to exactly what he said. Damn right, he said what he meant. And it's time out for anything you say that's like, hey, like my t-shirt says, it's okay not to be gay, because we moved into a society where, damn, almost if you ain't gay, well, what's wrong with you? You ain't gay, you ain't been with no nigga yet? What's wrong with you? Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's cool. No, I grew up in the 70s and 80s. They wasn't like that. Brother, and even in the 90s. Gay has always been around, but gay wasn't shoved down your throat like it was a fashion statement. See, when you don't have the money to fund your own agenda, other people put agendas up for you. Did y'all hear what I just said? If you don't have the unity, the organization, cooperation, and the commerce to fund your own agenda, other people give you an agenda, and you just fall in line. And that's what has happened. People say what they want to say about gay folks, if they fucking want to. And because a lot of people have gay friends. And also, it's so interesting, L'Oreal and Angie and others who think like these black feminists. You know, y'all got all this gay loyalty and gay friends and all this and all this. Some people got gay sons and gay daughters and all this shit. But it's funny that y'all standing up and want the baby and anybody else to apologize. She literally was saying, I want him to get on his knees and respect this motherfucking pimpin'. No, L'Oreal. And if he does apologize, so what? I'm not going to take it from him. But I like the answer he gave. Like, damn, my fans are cool with it. Forget you. You can't make him. Go to step to his face and try to make him. Because he look like the little dude that don't take that kind of mess. Step to him, any woman. Step to him. You better apologize. Dudes ain't, man, try to hear that. No, but do I agree with a lot of his content? No way. But I agree with his right to say whatever he wants to say, and I agree with my right to say what I want to say. But anyone who knows me, it's been over 30 years, I've always stood behind the right to free speech. And all this lame ass shit, well, you know, it's consequence to your free speech, it's consequence to every fucking thing. It's consequence to breathing. You might breathe in a toxin. So it's always consequence, so stop using that as trying to make it a deterrent from one not speaking his or her mind. It's funny, we only want to hear the people who speak the mind that we agree with, and that's not how it rolls. If you don't want to hear it, don't log on to it. Don't buy the CD. Don't pay the concert ticket. Don't buy the book. It's as simple as that. But all this trying to cancel people, or as black women like to do, get white men to cancel black men. Be it the police, be it the court systems, be it corporate America. While they shimmy their way into their good graces and get $10 billion over 10 years specifically geared towards making sure black women can get more seats in the boardroom in corporate America. But they don't have no problem with that. But the baby speaking his free speech, you want him to be canceled. He disrespected our community. Well, the baby and the black rappers disrespect an entire community called the black race. Every day y'all play their song on the morning hustle, L'Oreal. What do you say, Henry? He said, Henry Allen said they don't want, he says they don't want to accept and pay those consequences of their actions. They only want black men to pay them. Exactly. So I want to share my thoughts on that. You know, it doesn't make any sense. I happen to think he's an entertaining little dude. You know, he's not as horrible as a lot of these black rappers. And the same music that she's talking. No, it's funny that on that show, Morning Hustle, and all these rap shows, and anybody a rap show that got something to say about the baby, you are a damn hypocrite. Because y'all play music that they need to apologize for. But it's okay. But soon they say something about the LGBT or say something that's not in favor of the LGBTQP as in pedosexual pedophiles, all y'all get triggered. All y'all get that automatic. They push that buzzer. Okay, I need all the sycophants, all of the go along, get along policy folks, company men and company women. Y'all need to go out and speak out against this. And they are on fire. But those of us who believe in free speech need to be on fire as well. My little Facebook, my little YouTube channel don't reach nobody. But at least I have the platform to speak. And also I can write on my little blog. This is Rico the Opinionist. So we got people with larger platforms. They can really shut this mess down, but they won't because they're bought and sold. You can't tell me anything different. Don't tell me this shit about, well, you know, man, I'm just trying to hold what I got. Well, what about people who ain't got nothing, who still risking it, who probably won't ever get anything because they said, well, you know what, we don't know, we want to work with you. It's funny. You think y'all got something to lose? Then some of these dudes be like, well, you know, I got a family. Guess who else had a family? So you can have a family, motherfucker. Dr. King had a daughter, a wife, about 4 kids. Malcolm X had $4 with twins on the way. Medgar Evers had little girls and little children. Hell, these men stood up so their daughters can have a better future. What's his name? Patrick Henry. That's his name. He says, give me liberty or give me death. He understood. White people understand that freedom ain't free. But black folks like, yeah, I want freedom, but, you know, I don't want to pay that much for it. Can I just write a little or something? You know, it's weird. But I'm going to move on. I think I've made my point about that. Freedom of speech, the right to freedom of speech is not just a speech you agree with or I agree with. Freedom of speech, period. And when we start allowing these liberal lefts, some of these radical conservatives, to try to shut down free speech, the country is doomed. You can do anything you want to do in the public, and I want to still have the right to say something about it. Or do something about it. If I don't say anything about it, I need other people to stop being handcuffed and held hostage because you think of this some kind of gay backlash. Who gives a shit about being called homophobic and transphobic? That's weird. When the hell did the lunatics get to run the asylum? Well, only in America. Mental illness. We're going to let mental illness deter and tell us who have sane thoughts, sane minds, tell us how to think. Y'all going to let mentally ill people tell y'all how to think. It's the weirdest shit. Mentally ill people. Go look at the DSM, DSM-3, DSM-4. Mainly the DSM from the 70s when they politically got together and politically removed homosexuality as a mental illness out of the DSM, Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Illness. They removed that because they knew this day was coming when they get to tell people how to think. Y'all get over yourselves. Stand up, heterosexual men and women of all races. Stand up, black Christians. Because the white Christians don't play that shit. The white conservatives, they got it. You ain't finna have all that. But black Christians, I guess because the community is led by women, and I call it the Pocahontas. The Pocahontas phase. You charm her, you can come on in and just and destroy the whole community. That's when black women are the Pocahontas. You know, the black women in our race are the Pocahontas of our race. white men come in and charm them, gay community come in and charm them, give them flowers and tell them they cute, and then come right on in and get all our boys and come right on in through them. Or the 14-year-old girl that just let the window up and let the murderer right on in there. Yeah, I said it. It don't make no damn sense. But anyway, let's get to my second point, if I can remember it. Let's see, talking about the baby. Damn. Y'all, I'm trying to remember my second point. I wrote two. Oh, yeah. Y'all ready for this? And let me say this first. In case you hadn't known yet, spread the word. I have this short story that I've written. It's called Greatest Pain Ever Felt. By a conversation with an absent biological father who never wanted to be found. I found out about him at age 22 by accident. And I got to meet him in person at age 39. And he asked me when I knocked on his door, he said, "How'd you find me?" And I said, "Well, Google MapQuest." He said, "Well, I have to give you an A for effort because I've worked aggressively over the years to prevent you from ever finding me." And so that's the story. Well, that's just a little synopsis or a little brief hint of what the story is about. If you'd like to check it out, hey, hit me up. $10 Cash App, Rico the Opinionist. If you hit me with the 10 on the Cash App, please send me an email address because the story is in PDF format. I can email it to you directly. Now, let's get to this part. I don't know if y'all pay a lot of attention to what's going on through social media. I do. I look around, as stories pop up, and this one story that keeps popping up, I just find this a shame, and I can identify with in the sense that of having a young mom. Having my mom having kids when she was young. And that's across the board for a lot of black children, a lot of children across America, but I'm always talking to us. This young man put out a tweet, I think he put out something on Instagram. He was 13 years old. And he wrote a letter on his Instagram or Twitter, I think it's more Instagram, that his mom is 33 years old, he's 13, and his mom has an OnlyFans account. And she's on there showing all her insides and outsides, man, booty, naked, legs open, man, everything going on her OnlyFans account, right? And his junior high and high school classmates got a hold of the pictures. And they start showing it around. Now, remember how people always say the mother is the first woman in a boy's life? Y'all wonder why you have so many young men, y'all say, he hates black women. Yeah, but y'all never ever want to tell the reason why most of these boys hate black women or date outside their race. I'm going to give you a nice example of why that happens a lot. Or why these young black men are killing each other, hurting each other, or going to jail early, or turning to crime early. I'm going to give you an example. Okay, and so the boy is being bullied and messed with because all his little friends, man, are seeing his mama insides and outsides. Lord Jesus, every position that she got going on OnlyFans. I think she advertised it on her Twitter account, and so a lot of young men have started following his mom, reportedly, allegedly, right? On her OnlyFans, on her Twitter account. And so he's like, man, I'm depressed, I'm bullied. And the teacher, he said his mom is trying to tell the principal about it, but they can't suspend 1,000 damn boys, students. It's all over the place. And she's telling the son, listen, son, you ought to be happy for me. I've got my self-esteem back. I feel good about myself. Y'all ever hear about how selfish women are? All they care about is themselves. Y'all remember I told y'all that I don't think Americans, or particularly black folks, and I don't know if this kid was black or white, I just know he's a 13-year-old. They don't understand the science of psychology, nor do they care about the human growth and development of children. I think people have children for their own personal reasons, and a lot of them are not because they love the children. And then also this whole point about, I'd rather have my kids young so we can grow up together and all this. Okay. There's a reason there's a word called maturity was created. I've always said children is for grown people. Children are not for children. And so you around here having kids at 15 and 16, mother or father, that first child always catches the hell of you growing up with them because you still growing up, fool. So what do you know about parenting? But when you get 28 to 34 and decide to have another baby, well, they're going to get an actual adult. But that 17-year-old, if their grandmother, their grandfather doesn't step in and help, they're going to be screwed. Emotionally screwed, developmentally screwed. So, having said that, this mother took no accountability, no responsibility for how her son was feeling. And not after the fact, before the fact. Why would you as a mom decide to show your ass when you got children, when you have children, especially when you have sons? Because I want to keep this specifically mothers and sons. See, I want to send a shout out to all of the other sons out there who, when they were young, they were like 6, 7, 8, 9, probably in junior high school, and their mom was still young, probably 30 something, still young and attractive. But she always behaved like a lady. My brother and I, we knock wood, we talk about it, we're in our 50s now. My mom was a single young mother, always good looking, but my mother always behaved as a lady. Even as a single mom, food stamps, welfare, she always had with this inner dignity, inner self-respect that most of these young mothers today don't seem to have. And that's why I didn't grow up all messed up, because of my mother's behavior. She always behaved like a lady. She was always very feminine, always very girly. You know, she's always a lady. Even when she went and dressed up, she wasn't scantily. You know, as I got older, she dressed as a lady. She might have some cleavage, or older men would say some cleavage, but it wasn't under her titties, wasn't pushed under her chin like some little harlot. She was always a lady. And that's why my standards are where they are, because people say, you want to marry somebody like your mother, but I don't know now, because my mom was a lady. You know, that of like the Nita Baker feminine, the Lena Horne, the Sarah Vaughan feminine, like the feminine women, black women of the 50s and the 40s. She's feminine like that. That was my mother's, always dignified. And so, but unfortunately, it wasn't the same for a lot of households I grew up in. And I would just say that. And a lot of these folks that try to debate whether you want to have your kids young or older, how about wait till you're 30 and you've gotten yourself together, you've gotten on your playtime out, ladies. To have children. Instead of trying to have them at 15 and 19 and 20, so you can just say, I can get them out the way. But then when you get them out the way, guess what what I see on TikTok? 32-year-old mothers with their 16-year-old daughters twerking and shaking their ass in tight jeans and booty shorts. And yes, I grab a bag of popcorn and let the video play out. But itty-hoo. So, that's what's going on out on TikTok. So people think that's a good idea. No. Even if you're a father of a son, be dignified. Don't let your son and your daughter see you with multiple women. These women are so irresponsible today. They're so selfish. They don't give a damn about their sons. What their sons see or what they think of them. Then when the son grows up and says, I don't want to date no black women. All the woman I saw was a whore, loose, a tramp. And so they look at other women who are sweet and nice and treat them like the handsome kings that they should be treated like, or they believe they are. And so this wench with this OnlyFans and a young son, she don't even care. Y'all ever watch the show Criminal Minds that came on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. or Thursday nights at 9 p.m.? And they have those sociopathic white men on there and sociopathic dudes. And every time you saw their story, it's usually their mothers were like the catalyst for them going out killing women and having these weird sexual fetishes and the way they had viewed and objectified women. It came from their moms because their dads weren't there. So how do we blame this misogyny and sexism on fathers? Everything that women complain about men, it comes from their mothers. Because boys are always watching their mothers. Boys are naturally protectors of moms, but you can't protect a mom who's breaking the gate down to be a whore. And that makes boys frustrated. I mean, it really tears your gut apart. I used to see stuff from other boys and their moms used to break my heart, because I would say, man, we may be poor, But one thing my brother and my sisters, when we didn't have a shortage of, was dignity. And someone telling us, as a child, my mom, she would say, I don't care if you were born and raised in a barn, you don't have to look nor act like an animal. And that's still, I'm 52 and I still know it like that, and I still live by that. My brother as well. And so, that's just how it is. All of the, see, dignity, being raised right, all that stuff is free. You don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to have money to have morals. You hear me? See, and she's just one example of one alleged 13-year-old kid, a son, speaking out. And that broad is so dense, she thinks she's doing something great. And a lot of them, and this is a 30-something-year-old bitch on OnlyFans. What's going on? 30-year-old chicks, 40-year-old chicks on there doing these Pornhub things on OnlyFans. Now that OnlyFans is they're about to mainstream and say, no, we finna get away from all that. We finna do some other content. Thank y'all though for opening your legs and swallowing penises and all that to get us popular. We finna move on to other directions. So where you little tramps gonna go now? I guess you're gonna try to head back to Instagram. Instagram is almost like kind of, I don't know, almost maybe on the close of on his last leg. So to all y'all that think that's cool, to have your kids young, that's not cool because you don't know anything. And all you women that think that they're actually blushing, you know, it does something to a growing boy, a teenage boy going through developmental, and he's 14 and 15 years old, his 14, 15-year-old friends, and you come out there, mom, dressed in your little small booty shorts and your little cute little top that push your titties up. Okay, Damien, I'm finna go to the store right now. He said, okay, mom. But then as soon as he look back, he sees his 15-year-old son, eyes bulging out of their foreheads and tongues wagging like, damn, that's your mom, bro? He said, yeah, man, okay, let's go. But man, but what's up? You know, all that kind of shit. Now he got to move furniture in his living room, boxing his friends around. Look, dude, don't do that. You know, I think I only had to do that one time. My mom, she was very modestly dressed. You know, one of my childhood friends, I guess they had never seen my mom. She was, remember back in the days in the 80s, I think I was in junior high school. I was at Cypress Junior High School. And my mom was at one of those, across the street, the neighbors were having a backyard party. And you know when they used to party back there, man, the music's going, food. I said, man, can I get a couple of them damn fried drumettes back there? But you weren't allowed to come back there. You can sit across the street and listen, but you were not allowed to have your ass back there. It was for grown folks. My mom came out to go across the street to get something back to our house to get something, and I was still outside about 9:30, about 10 o'clock. I said, what you doing out here? I said, I'm just out here playing with my friends. So she said, all right, don't stay out here long. And so my man, my little childhood friend said, damn, Rico, that's your friend? No, he said, that's your mom, man? I said, yeah, that's my mom, bro. He like, and then he went to grabbing his private parts. Man, she bad. Oh, I got a ho, brother. Ho, brother. We're not doing that. No, sir. And she was wearing, like, when I call her, like a Aretha Franklin dress, you know. No, that's a dress and had her shoulders out and no little cleavage about like that, and you know, very ladylike and showing no curves a little bit. But it wasn't no booty shorts and short dress thong and all that kind of shit. My mom didn't do that, you know. You know, she always, her language was that of a lady when she's out in public. She always made sure she was dressed. You know, she didn't play that. No, all these folks come out here with bonnets and pajama clothes on and bonnets every damn where, in the Walmarts, the doctor's office, Walgreens, everywhere. And pajama shit on and house coats and, as old folks used to call them, dusters, every damn well. No, my mom didn't play that. And she didn't allow my sister to play that crap either. So yeah, my mom didn't embarrass me at the school. She didn't do any of that. So that's why I have a different experience when it comes to that. But I understand this young man's hurt, his pain, his sense of disrespect, his sense of disregard, because all the selfish mother want to do is what she's talking about, her damn self-esteem. You have a human being who is developing. What the hell does your self-esteem have to do with him? What the hell does your self-esteem have to do with her? And it's funny, when we was growing up, we used to make fun at these white moms when they used to drop their kids off at school, come to school, they might have on some sweatpants and a favorite mom t-shirt and have their hair, you know, just combed or whatever. They like, wow, but then the black moms come up there dressed like they finna go and audition on Sunday Best or some shit. All dressed up and shit, just come to parent-teacher meeting or to drop the kids off. Back in the day, like, wow, yeah, I'm more dressed up than the kids, just dropping them off. So they thought there was something. It's just weird. We're gonna have to get our culture together and get our mental health together. Because that young man is going to grow up with some real rough thoughts about women and about himself. Because it also attacks his own self-esteem. Now he's gonna feel like he has to protect her from her own doing. And that's how a lot of young men go out, black males go out, protecting women from themselves. And that's unfair. Even their own mamas and their little weird ass sisters that will not stop messing with the dumbass drug dealer. But you got to go over there and put your life at risk to try to fight him because he's kicking her ass. That's stupid. They need to teach these damn daughters and so they can grow up to be dignified mothers. Because what we see today, and every time I see black kids with these single moms, I say, God, please, watch over them. Watch over these children. In my country black people voice, God, please watch over these children. Because this broad here don't have a tapper sense. She got tattoos on her neck, tattoos on her thighs, booty shorts, and them wrinkly cottage cheese thighs that weave all up down her face or ain't even done. Or she got on this regular ass rag on her head or a shower cap. And them poor little children. Or she on the phone cussing out somebody. No, it's just a shame. That's the generation that's coming up. I say the kids of the late 90s, 2000s. These are the folks. These are the children of the crack addicts. The crack addicts were born in the early 80s. Now they've grown up and they're having children. These children that we see, their children are having babies. The crack addicts have had babies. And so this is the foolishness that's going on. And we will not address it at all for some reason as a community. Black churches won't. Our black organizations won't. Everybody think when we put up a program and only rescue 5 of them out of 5,000, goddamn, there needs to be a massive onslaught of help. Direct, get to them, knock on doors. You saw how they trying to knock on doors to make people get vaccinated? There needs to be organizations like these black Greek letter organizations. They need to go door to door and say, hey, do you have dignity? This is how you're supposed to act. You don't live in a third world country. You live in America, first world. You can, education is free. You got a library, a public library right there. Get in there and read something and teach yourself something. We have that. And so that young man, I'm going back to him. He has to suffer through that. And nobody gives a damn. He needs to be rescued from her. You say, well, where's his father? Hell, that's the question you got to ask all of them. Where their dad is at? And there's nothing too cool about having kids young. Y'all see the result of it. A lot of us got lucky who came up and born I was born in 69. You got those who's born in the early 70s. So we came up in the 70s and the 80s where men were still around where that masculine energy was still there to rescue us, those who needed rescuing from that extra feminine energy. Boys who were raised in the house were mainly women. See, there were men there, but now there are hardly any men there. Because systematically they've been successfully run off. And the women don't care as long as they're getting all the financial benefits and getting all this false praise. I'm a single mother. Oh, girl, you doing it. That's dumb. Because single motherhood is a choice. That could be another video I made. It is a choice. Anybody want to debate me on that? You're stupid. You don't understand how free will and how biology works. Men don't get pregnant, women do. So you have responsibility, ladies. It is up to you to choose who you get pregnant by. It is, because you choose whoever you want to give some to. You do. You choose who you want to get pregnant by, and you choose who you have the baby by. Yeah. If she has an abortion, that means she didn't want to have no baby by you. And she didn't want to have it because, ooh, I don't want to do this right now. It's the wrong man. I ain't want to do all that. Instead of just getting on one of these 21 forms of birth control, diaphragm, IUD, pill, foam, gel, Norplant shot, morning after pill. They got all kinds of shit for you. Won't take none of them. Because the system is set up for you just have random babies because they know you're going to get paid for it. It's just like, again, men. Your semen is your semen is the same as when we were kids. We used to collect Coke bottles and Pepsi bottles and take them to the store to be redeemed for money. Women take your semen to the state to be redeemed for money. So they don't care where they find the semen from. Just like we used to go in the back of stores and people's yards and get bottles from anywhere and dust the dust off them. We didn't care where the bottles came from. Just like these women don't care where the penis or the semen comes from, as long as they can take it to the state and redeem it for money. And you guys aren't paying attention. And of course, for those who are screaming as I speak, not all. If you gave a damn, we'll be just like in the 1920s and 30s when we were freed from slavery, not even 10 years off the plantation, I guess systematically or legally. Over 80% of black children were born to a husband and wife. But when we integrated after 1965, well, all those numbers went down. They made it all about women. Shout out to Lyndon Baines Johnson. Shout out to Gloria Steinem and all her feminist sycophants, her feminist cronies. And now we have them all on all these radio stations and talk shows spewing that feminist crap. And I bet none of them will come to the rescue of this little boy, because they don't want to criticize no woman. They're the ones who came up with this foolishness, believe all women. You got to be out your goddamn mind. But anyway, I've spoken long enough. That's my thought on it. No, it's not too cool always to have children while you're young, because you're a child. You don't know what you're doing. And so your first child got to catch your bullshit, your growing pains. And then when you get some sense in your late 20s, early 30s, you decide you want to have another. And by the way, let me say this before I shut this down. You had a child in 19, 18, 17, 15. And then you wait till this child is 16 years old. All of a sudden you want to be a mother again? And you want to be a father again? That's stupid. You know how disrespectful that is? It's selfish. Again, this men and women. 2 you old fuckers out here. Here you go, you 50. You got a 20-year-old, a 25-year-old, and you got a 4-year-old, you son of a bitch. How dumb are you? Just like the women. You had your first one at 16, 18, 19. Then all of a sudden, when that child gets 12 and 13, 14, you meet somebody, now you want to have you some more. No. If you're going to have that child, some brothers and sisters, go ahead and knock them out. You don't wait 10 years apart. Then decide when you get some sense, okay, I'm going to have some more. No, don't do that. Because when you do that, you cheat that new child, those new children, out of a relationship with their brother and sister. You selfish dogs. I ain't never thought that was cool. Here, if you're going to have them all. All right, I'm going to have 3. By one woman and by one man, ladies and gentlemen. So, if I wanted to, whoever I get pregnant first, she might be trash. Damn, I want another. I just want to be by her. Or maybe have no more than 2 baby mamas. I don't know. I don't want to have any at all like that. But all this shit about, here you are, 55 years old. You got a 35-year-old son and a 14-year-old daughter. You son of a bitch. Why'd you do that? Just lazy and trifling. And then you made it all about you. See, I guess, do all of us need to major in the mental health field to understand what I'm fucking talking about? Yeah. Do we? Do we all need a degree in psychology? A degree in social work, but a mental health concentration to understand what I'm saying? Or do we just need a lesson on what selfishness is? It's not about you. When you decide to bring some people here, they call them babies, who don't even pick you. Do y'all think if babies could pick their parents, you would be picked? Come on. And they can literally say, no, I don't want, no, he's 15. He don't even go to English class. No, this her prom. She don't need to be, mama now, because she got a scholarship to go to Spelman or Grambling. No, not her. Her boyfriend beats her ass every day. And then that's her boyfriend, not even her husband. No, not him. He already got 3 other women pregnant, got children, so I don't want him to be my daddy. You think if children had those options, they'll pick most of you motherfuckers? No, not him. He sell dope and he's a pimp. Not him. No, not her. She's on crack and she'll give it to anybody. Hell, I don't know who my daddy might be. Messing with her. On heroin. No, no. He's rich, but he ain't never at home. I'll be raised by the Latino nanny. I want my real mother and father. No, not them. Even though they're married, hell, he's out of town 6 months out of the year. When would I ever get to see him? No, not them. She gonna have me fat like her. I want her to feed me and have me all bigger than the house, have all the kids teasing me. See what I'm saying? If kids could pick their parents, wait a minute. She lives in the projects of South Dallas. No, she lives in one of them New Orleans projects. No, I want that to be my mama. No, they live in the hood. Hell, wouldn't be able to go to the park without smelling blunt smoke. You see? So, it is by the grace of God that a lot of these folks are parents. And then they're too silly and too ignorant to understand. In one hand, they say, you know, children are a blessing. You don't respect that. So I'm telling you, it's by grace that you are somebody's parent. But then you fall off from your contract of being a decent parent. Being a decent parent, like, well, I don't have no money, I don't have nowhere to stay. I don't really like her. Well, he ain't really the man I love or married to, so I'm not going to have. You don't think like that. All you know is y'all having great hot sex and whatever happens, happens. No, you can still have great hot sex with condoms, diaphragms, IUD, shots, pills, and anal. Come on. Little mama, open up your mind amongst some other things. But anyway, dang it, my mom listens to this stuff. I'm trying to do better, y'all. But anyway, I'm going to go now. I should have quit while I was ahead. But I'm going to go now. Y'all be cool. Enjoy the rest of your day. This has been Rico and his opinions. Get at me on the Cash App, PayPal, in my description box on YouTube, as well as on this Facebook page, Rico and his opinions. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Peace, y'all.